Hey guys, Glacier Tiger here, and today I'm bringing you another Tryndamere Top Lane gameplay, but let's just say this gameplay ends up being more of a roller coaster for me. So as you guys know, I'm usually a jungler, but my friend Tryndamere really wanted to jungle because he tried playing in lane last game and didn't do so hot, so he really wanted to. He's only level 18, so granted, he isn't that great, but then again, neither am I. But this game actually made me feel really good at one point. But then, as I said, it is like a roller coaster, so it is ups and downs. There are ups and downs, sorry. And right here, my internet already dies. Just started, and there goes my internet. So then I turn it off. This is how I usually fix it, and I turn it right back on. If you see this a lot in a game, I am sorry, but it's the only way to really fix it, and otherwise my internet doesn't work. If that does become too irritating, just let me know, and I guess I'll have to find a way out. So I'll probably end up looking for a way to get an Ethernet cable attached. I just start off the gameplay waiting to leash for Tryndamere, who's also Warwick, so I'm just gonna call him Warwick in this name right now. And yeah, so the lanes are like this. It's gonna be Tryndamere versus Shen top. I think it is Brand versus Zerath mid. Vayne and Kale versus Caitlyn and Yorick bot, with Warwick versus Xin Zhao in the jungle. So I already know that Xin Zhao probably started blue, and that meant that Shen was coming to lane early. And the only way to really win as Tryndamere, because Tryndamere is a big bully, is, well, to bully in lane. Once again, my CSing isn't that great, so I do miss a lot, and I am sorry about that, but there's not much I can really do. As always with Tryndamere, you want to start off with your Q, so you can get that extra damage and also that heal if needed. The heal is actually really helpful because you'll see later on in this game how many times it actually saves me. And immediately, as soon as I hit 2, because I know I have my spin, I want to get onto him. His taunt, I know, is going to end up hurting a lot later in the game, because he will be able to just taunt me under his tower, and then I will end up taking a lot of damage. I do make mistakes like that later on. So he dashes away, and I'm just farming. So I decided to pop a pot because he did get me low. Him and the minions mainly. It was mainly his minions. And I really don't feel like using my Q to heal up. So I hit 3 and I know I have my slow up, but now he also has this taunt. So that does make me kind of nervous. But as Tryndamere, I really need to do damage. And here came Warwick for the gank. So I decide to ignite him, and I tell Warwick, I'm like, back off, he's nearly dead. And then Warwick decides to do some extra damage to secure the kill for himself. He isn't that great a player, but he's not that bad either. So I was kind of angry at him for actually taking the kill, because it doesn't get me as far ahead as I wanted to be of Shen. And Shen also has teleport, which was smart by him, so he can teleport in immediately. And because I really do not want to get taunted by him, because I know if I get taunted right now, I'm a dead man, I decided to back off. Of course, that's letting him have some free CS, and I can't really do much at that point. But he's not that great at CSing either, and he does miss a lot. At this point, it's just a whole CSing game. Or not CSing, sorry. I say CSing, it's also known as farming. It's just a farm fest. It's just a huge farm fest. It's a pretty boring lane, nothing much to do. This is not a live commentary, because I wanted to make a live commentary, but I use Skype from my cell phone, because if I use it from my Mac, you know that internet connection problems I have? Yeah, it like gets much worse, as in it won't even let me load into League. That's how bad my internet connection becomes. As in the second I load in, all I'm going to see is attempting to reconnect. So I really can't record audio like that. As I mentioned in my previous video, Bluesack Soup and I are going to be making a joint channel together, and that's because he's the one who who's the one who gets the audio, and I get the video of the gameplay. Cause well, that's it. Okay, this is really disappointing because I miss a lot of CS at this point. I'm gonna miss all 3 of those, and I was pretty down on myself. So I noticed that Shen is missing, and I should really ping to signal that he's missing, but I don't yet. I'm pretty sure I'm about to signal in a second, and there we go. I signal that Shen's missing, and I continue farming, and here comes Shen. So Shen is going to build all health and tanky, so there's not much I can do, really. And I have to harass him as much as possible early game, because my crits are what really makes Tryndamere strong. The fact that his criticals do a damage. I know I have 1,200 gold at this point, but I really don't feel like backing because I want to have enough for more than just the Bilgewater Cutlass. Oh, also, yeah, of course, start off with the Bilgewater Cutlass. That's why I started this game off with a longsword and 2 pots. So I can immediately start building my Cutlass for the lifesteal. Oh, sorry about that. Hope no one heard that. Then not much action happens up here, but as you can see, we are up 2-1 at the moment. At 6 minutes having, at 7 minutes having only 32 farm is a really bad idea. But I can't really farm without underneath Shen's turret without him just taunting me into attacking him, and then me taking a lot of hits from his turret for no reason. At that point, I noticed my Fury's going down, and I am slightly lower on health than I would like, so I just decided to use it on some health. I really want him to end up pushing the lane up, so I really get a chance to farm. So over here, Brand and Warwick are trying to just get their blue. That was disappointing if you guys saw that. That was a complete miss on my part. I completely missed the CS. And I missed it again there. So as you can tell, I'm not really good at this game. But Tryndamere is my favorite champ, if you haven't noticed by the videos I put up. And I really do not have any more... See, this is one of my mistakes. I end up going into him near his turret, which lets him taunt me easily. I also do not have many more champs, as I was saying before. So I just usually play Tryndamere, or Aatrox, or Nocturne. I do have Lee Sin, but he is a very difficult champ, and I have not yet gotten any good gameplay with him. As in, my best gameplay with him was probably like getting 3 kills and dying 7 times. He's a very difficult champ for me to master, and if anyone has any tips on what I can do to try and get better with him, I would really like some tips. Just write them down in the comments, and I'll be sure to try them. And if it does work, I will credit that person in my video if I get a good gameplay with him. Once again, it's back to a farm fest. There's not much we can do. Shen is just building a tank with only a sapphire crystal, but I have a lot of gold left, and I'm just farming, really, trying to get more and more gold. So I did miss that one right there, which isn't very good. And Shen's main tactic is to Warple Blade us, and that basically leaves me open to him healing and me taking damage. Over there, since I ran out of pots, I ended up using my Q to heal, which does get rid of some of my attack damage. Because if anyone doesn't know, if Tryndamere's Q is up and his Fury is full, he does gain extra damage. Over here, once again, Warwick came in, and I ended up igniting for the nice kill onto Shen. That was a very good gank by Warwick. And that actually got me quite a bit ahead of Shen, because there was nothing much he could do at this point. So I decided to get some damage onto his turret, see if I can take it down, if it's even possible. I knew I should have stayed there for that last hit, but then again, I wasn't thinking straight, and I didn't do it. So I just take out those minions so I can keep damaging the turret. Once I notice it's going low, I know I should have stayed until that minion was nearly dead or took one hit. But I just completely forgot because I really didn't want to take any turret hits because I didn't have any items or pots. And Shen could have really taken advantage of that if when he gets back to lane. That was my chair, by the way, if you're wondering. So I just eat there to get the one minion there. I wouldn't really suggest doing that because it wasn't really worth it because now I can't go in. But Shen can't really do anything to me, so I don't really care, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because he just has to stand there and farm as much as he can. And I can go in, harass him, but then he will taunt me into basically moving away. So it looks like Warwick's coming up for a gank at this point. I don't think this gank is going to be successful, but we really want to just kill Shen so we can get out. And he was really just saying that he wants to pay me back for basically taking my previous kill. So Xin comes in and starts attacking Warwick. But I go in, I slow Xin, and I start damaging him. I'm only doing this because Xin is only level 6, and we decided to walk off here, but Warwick stays a little too long, I think. They come back looking to kill us, and I decide to go in, and I even tell Warwick that I'm going in. So I start attacking, and then I pop my ult. But then guess who runs away? Once again, I was really angry at this Warwick because he ran away, even though he's the one. Well, because we were talking together at Skype call, he told me that let's go and get them. So I go in, and then he runs away. As soon as Xin ults, he ran away. He didn't even bother helping. But this did get me back into the base, and I decided to go and buy stuff. I started with a Bilgewater Cutlass and Berserker Greaves. I then decided to start building my Static Shiv because that is really what makes Tryndamere so powerful. I get the dagger and the critical gloves. I think it's Brawler's Gloves or something. And Shen and Xin do take out my turret, which makes me lose my lane. But at the same time, it's a good thing because it gives me free access to roam. And I was really angry at Warwick at this point. So I decided to go up, maybe get some farm, and then I will go back. I will start roaming maybe, or try and take that turret. It's a lot of farm up here, so I really wanted it, and I didn't want my minions to get it. And I think I do get all of it. Yep, I did get all of it. At 13 minutes, having 71 farm is actually not good because it's supposed to be at 20. You're supposed to have 150 minimum. And I do not do that, as I only have like 200 or so at the end of the game, I think. At this point, I actually completely forgot I was recording. So I'm just playing, thinking I'm just playing for fun. So I'm not really trying as hard as I could be. And it never even occurred to me that I was recording. I think I do get that. So I just really want to push down his tower now. And maybe make this lane end in a draw. I see that there's something going down mid with Shen pushing, and Warwick decides to try and stop it. And Shen ends up teleporting back up top, so I know Shen's teleport is down now. And I decide to just wait, I guess. Because I need him to push that out, because I know I can't go out of the turret with him. He's extremely tanky at this point, as he got himself a giant spell. Well, extremely tanky for his level, and the fact that he was set behind quite a bit. And there we go. He immediately taunts me. But he doesn't do much with that taunt, because he doesn't take me under the tower. When he should have. Or under the turret, sorry. But he did get his Vorpal Blade off on me. And this is a big mistake I do. I let him... I literally go to the point where I started attacking the turret. That was just really stupid on my part, and I shouldn't have done that. I have no idea what I was really thinking. I was being extremely indecisive at this point whether I should go in on him, so I did decide to, but I only did that so he would run away. if he taunted me at that point, I would have been dead, and I know that my ult is up at the moment, so I could really just dive him alone and kill him, but I decided not to. But Warwick here is coming up for a gank. We know it's under his turret, and it's probably not a good idea to gank, but we really want to set him behind as soon as possible. So Warwick starts going in on him. I told Warwick to start running away if the turret starts going on him for too long. And he decides to just stay and tank it. I'm nearly dead. The turret nearly kills me, so I pop my ult, but then I noticed that I basically killed off the turret before it could really get off its last hit that it needed to kill me. At 16 minutes, I am 2-1-1 with 88 farm, and my internet goes to hell. So once again, I alt tab out just to restart my internet, and this happens quite a bit in this gameplay, but it's still an entertaining gameplay nonetheless. I wait for my internet to make sure it connects, and then I go back to League, and you see Tryndamere doing some push-ups. So I was really close to getting my static shiv, so I just decided to just grab the Avarice Blade and the Zeal, because I had enough money for those. Oh my god, it gets so choppy at this point. So I'm telling the jungler that I'm really close at this point, and I decide to try and help out mid, I guess. Grab that farm that's over there, because I really need it at this point. So this Xin Zhao ends up getting really fed, and my team starts losing hope. In a bit you will see that. The score right now is 9-10. So I decided to go bot, maybe help out a bit if I can. Because we ended up drawing our lane up top, so there's nothing else to do. And Brand just really wants to counter jungle, but Warwick is just dying. So I decided to try and stop this cat, but I really couldn't. I was wondering at this point, I'm like, why is Yorick's monster thing still following me? But then I realized that I was spotted because I stepped on Kate's trap. We decide to push down this tower, and because I am Tryndamere, I just tank all of Yorick's hits because he can't really do much to me at this point. His minions, his monsters die, or ghosts die before he can really do anything to me. So me and Vayne just decide to push this lane out as far as possible, trying to get our team ahead. Yeah. I keep my Q at max for as long as possible, because that's really what helps. So I noticed that Yorick and all, so I go and hide in this bush because I wanted Yorick and Caitlyn to push. But at this point Yorick does, and I start taking some tower hits. But me and Vayne do start doing some damage. I popped my ult over there because I thought that Caitlyn would do a lot more damage than what she really did with her ult. Well, it looks like me and Vayne missed out on a huge team fight mid, because we have quite a few teammates dead at this point. So I decided to try and hold mid, which may not really be such a great idea. And since my ult is down, there's not much I can really do. I noticed Vayne start getting hit by Xin Zhao, and I really want to go help her. So I decided to use my heal and try and help her, which is another mistake I made this game. As the turret starts attacking him, I was hoping I could do something. And yeah, I ended up walking straight into that. Okay, anyway, I forgot what I was saying because I just had to go and grab a quick phone call. But I do get my static shiv at this point, and I'm thinking of what else to buy, and the Infinity Edge immediately comes to my mind. I thought I bought it at that point, but I guess I didn't. Because, Vayne is, really giving up on our team. It's 9-15 right now, and it's not really looking that great, as Brand is feeding mid quite a bit. So I'm signaling him to back off, but I don't think he listens to me because he does go back into the fight and ends up giving Xin Zhao a kill, I'm pretty sure. Yep. I decided to go up top and help Warwick maybe kill Shen, but then I'm like, this farm looks too good. And with my static shiv, I can do a lot more damage because of the 100 magic damage every time it's fully charged, which is really, really helpful. You guys wondering how Warwick's Hunter's Call was doing. So I decided to go mid, maybe help out, stop Shen from taking the tower, or do whatever I can, really. And I was telling Warwick to come as well, but he just didn't want to. So I slow him and I start hitting him. But he is very, very tanky because he ended up getting his Warmogs, and I just decided to farm out the lane, really, as far as much as I can. And nothing really happens at this point. I do believe that I am going bot at this point, or I'm just grabbing rates, because I am getting close. Or no, not I'm getting close. I really want to buy my Infinity Edge, because that's really the item that helps out the most. I noticed Shen walking into that bush, but I didn't notice who else was walking in, and I ended up getting destroyed. So I tried to pop my ult to help, and or try to live, not help. And that happens, but thankfully Warwick does end up getting one kill, which does give me what's it called? Does give me an assist. But Zin does get a triple kill and basically is the one carrying his team. At this moment my team is entirely out of heart because it is 12-19 and it's looking really, really grim at the moment. So I want to signal this Kale to back off, and immediately start a surrender vote. So we're like, no, we do not want to surrender. So as I told you before at the start, this is like a roller coaster, and well, it looks like we're going down at the moment. So the surrender vote does fail because we really do not. Me and Warwick think we can still win. So I signal this Kale to back off, but I completely forgot that she has a heal, and well, it never occurred to me that she had a heal really. That's why I was signaling her to back off. So I thought I could go up and get Warwick from the other side. Oh, not Warwick, Yorick. But it doesn't really happen. So I decided to try and take out this Wrath, and that doesn't happen either. I end up getting CC'd to death because that's really the only way you can stop a Tryndamere is through crowd control. So Warwick starts running into basically a 4v3 where 3 of us are extremely low. And, well, it's not really a smart idea because now Zin's also coming behind. Sorry. And Zin does have a Sunfire cape at this point, so he's extremely strong. And Vayne is also dead. So basically our two major damage dealers, which are Tryndamere, which is me, and Vayne are both dead, and our team really doesn't know what to do. So my score right now is really, really bad, going 2-4-2 with 127 farm at 23 minutes. And Warwick decided to stay under the turret when there is a Fed Xin Zhao and a Fed Zerath right there. So we ended up losing the turret, and me and Kale can't really do anything right now, so we decided to back off and maybe hold it from back here. Because that Xin Zhao is extremely, extremely fed and tanky, and we can't really take him on alone. So I just decided to stop his minions as much as I can, and maybe just grab as much farm as possible. And this is where I see Caitlyn, and I do see them doing red, but I immediately back up because that Xin Zhao is way too tanky for me to do anything, and I'm afraid of him, basically. But then I noticed Kale and Bran just standing there, so I'm like, maybe we can take him on. Sorry about that, I'm really, really tired. But they did leave after taking out red, and I just decided to end up getting rates, and I don't do much damage at this point. Which is very, very disappointing. So we do try to get Dragon, but we notice that they took it, and there's a huge team fight at this point. There's really not much we can do, but then the Xin does come up too far, and we end up taking him out, I'm pretty sure. Because we start hitting him as hard as we can. And that does get me another kill. At this point, it was a really good team fight for us because I ended up getting a double kill. And I lived. So I think it was a 1 for 4 trade. I know I do have lifesteal, so I decided to try and go and get some lifesteal on this. And I realized I never ever used my Bilgewater Cutlass. I was wondering why Kale was following me, but it turns out that she was just following me to heal me. I was really confused, as I do have a heal of my own, and I do have my own lifesteal. And at that point, I was just weirded out with Kale following me. But I do think that Kale does move now, because my lifesteal isn't high, but I do have some. So I think she gets off one more heal, and yeah, decides to keep going. I was just checking the price of the Infinity Edge at this point, because I really wanted to get it. And there goes my internet again. My ping goes really high at many points in this game, and I don't really know what to do. I will be having like live commentaries, the voice or the recording of the Skype call in every one of my games when I am playing with Busak. And if it is a good game, that is. If not, I will probably not be uploading it. So I know I was taking blue when we are losing the mid turret. I should have probably gone and saved the mid turret. I really wasn't feeling like it because I really wanted that gold, and I am getting greedy because I know that once I get my Infinity Edge, I am going to be extremely strong. So we noticed that Vayne went into the fight, and I decided to try and go in as well. I did end up killing Yorick, I think it was, and that did give me enough gold to get my Infinity Edge. But also at the same time, I ended up ulting to protect myself from Caitlyn's ult, which is her sniper bullet, which really helped. Which really helped me, and I didn't end up dying. So at this point, I'm going 5-4-4 from a 2-4-2. So I did get 2 assists, and I did get 3 kills at this point, or by this point. And my farm is at 153, which isn't very good at all. But it is still more than a lot of people on my team. Okay. Right now, I am basically taking a phone call, I'm pretty sure. So, that's why I'm just farming, because I was on the phone. So I'm just taking some more, some of the jungle monsters just so I can get the gold which I need. And also maybe hit 16. I was just checking out my crit chance at this point, and I noticed that it was at 80%, so I'm like, I know I'm going to be doing damage right now, and there's not much that they can do. So I just decided to steal their blue as well, even though I already have our blue, but I'm like, I might as well steal it so that their Jinzhao doesn't get it. Jinzhao. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. Some people pronounce it Jinzhao, and I pronounce it Zinzao. So I noticed Yorick is on his own over here. I'm like, maybe I should get something. And Warwick decides to come in as well, and maybe try and take some of the farm. But as always, I don't let him because I am Tryndamere, and Tryndamere never lets anyone get any farm. I ended up wasting my static ship's charge on that. But it doesn't really matter because I am a beast at this point. So we were thinking of going mid, and I told Warwick to go ahead and go while I split push this lane. And I decided to start hitting Yorick, and I ended up doing quite a bit of damage on him. And he can't really do anything back to me, but the turret can. So I ended up bilge watering him, and I popped my ult. Then I noticed that his passive was up. Or not his passive, he ulted himself, which really brings him back to life, and he can kill me, or I think that's his passive. So I ended up flashing away, and then I run into these guys. Both Zinzao and Xerath. And, well, it wasn't very fun, and I was very sad, so I'm just like, aw, that was sad. No fair. And I'm signaling to be careful here, because I'm afraid that the enemy are gonna come around from behind. But they do something else. They do go through the bush in the middle. Try to kill Vayne first, while Xerath focuses someone else. So Zin does kill Vayne, and at this point I'm just thinking of what to buy, and I decided to buy my Blade of the Ruined King. The build which I'm going with is a build where you're not going to have like 1,000 crits, but you will be getting around 600-700 crits, and you'll be hitting them quite a bit. So the main point is to hit them as much as possible and do as much as damage possible in a short amount of time. So we are making a sort of comeback, a small comeback, and the score at the moment is 21-28. I'm 6'5" with 179 CS at this point. Well, 181 now. But I am just trying to farm up and finish off my build. So I did have the bilge water, so I wanted to grab myself a what's it called? A Blade of the Ruined King, just so I could help out. So Kayle did ult me, but I can't really go back into the fight, but I do decide to anyway, and I end up saving that Kayle with my crits basically. And my internet goes out. This is one of the worst times for my internet to die, but it does anyway. So I start clicking randomly wherever I can, trying to get him to move, and well, he doesn't. So I switch again, I turn on my airport off, and then I wait a couple of seconds, and I turn it back on. Wait for it to connect, and then switch back to League. I have 1,200 gold at this point, and I really want to spend it on something. So I'm just checking how our team's doing so far, and I noticed that I have the most CS in the game, which is pretty awkward. Saying that I had a really bad, or not awkward, really bad, saying I had a terrible start. And, well, my team really should have had more farm than me. But I guess that since I am Tryndamere, my static shift probably started kicking in at this point. And my crits also helped out quite a bit. So I decided to push out bot lane as far as I can, but I don't really do much else. I just grab this and, well, I walk away. Oh, never mind, I do push bot. So I am assuming I hit 18 at this point. Yes, I did. I'm not even close to full build, but I noticed that something just happened to drag, so I decided to go and check it out. Maybe try and grab it. And I spin in and there's nothing. They just took dragon. But they are all mid, and Brand is just standing there for some reason. So I know I have to get back, but Brand decides to do a stupid thing and attack them. Even though Xin has a slow and a knockup, which is a really bad idea. So I try to go and help him, but I notice that Xerath and all are all just waiting there. And, well, that's the death of Brand. So for the next 21 seconds, it is going to be a 1v5, saying none of them are down, and I'm the only one up. But they are taking their sweet time, and they can... Xerath is really my biggest concern at the moment, because he can easily take me out if he wants to. So I started attacking Xin Zhao, hoping I could do something, but no, I'm nearly dead because of Xerath's gigantic combo. But so I ended up ulting just to save myself, and I queued to heal myself so that Caitlyn couldn't really snipe me. Sorry guys, I'm really tired. At this point I'm looking for what to buy, and I decided on buying myself a Ravenous Hydra. So I decided to save up some gold so I can just go and get myself a pickaxe immediately. So I noticed Shen, but then Shen can just vault over that, and it's really annoying. So I just grabbed this farm really quick, and we decided to push out mid lane slightly. They do have our inhib, which is really bad. We thought that they were going to Baron at this point, so we decided to go and check out the Baron. And, well, it's surprising, because they don't end up Baroning. And I catch Caitlyn way out of her team. And it basically takes me like 4 hits to kill her. But Vayne did try to steal that kill, which does get me slightly angry. Because, well, don't steal the kill. That's just not fair. So I do ping Baron because they didn't take it. And, well, since I'm Tryndamere, I can tank it for a slight bit of time. And Kayle does have her heal, which can heal me. But I also have my own heal. So Kayle is doing a really good job of healing me, because while I tank the Baron, And we end up getting Baron quite easily. And I think this Kayle once again heals me, which is a really good. This Kayle was probably one of the best Kayles I've ever seen, because she really knew how to play her support role as Kayle. We noticed that the minions are really pushing, so we decided to go back in, stop those minions. And I didn't even notice any of them chasing me until I looked back on myself. And at that point I was really scared, because, well, I didn't expect that. Let's just go with that. That was actually the last thing I expected. 5 people chasing me. So I grabbed my pickaxe and the longsword and I decided to get back into the fight. So they are running at this point from us, and I do not know why, but I don't slow them. But Xin does end up getting caught out. Extremely caught out. We end up getting a free kill on him. Vayne gets him. Vayne gets Zerath. And I guess that's it. Vayne ends up getting a double kill and basically saving our team there. So the Baron is ending up paying off, because we are ending up clearing out our base, and Vayne ended up getting a killing spree. So I think I had a phone call again at this point, so that's why I went AFK for a sec, and I picked up the phone. So I just decided to take the super minions out, and they really don't pose any threat to me, because I do have 1.75 attack speed with 328 AD, and I have about an 80% chance of crit. I have an 80% crit, so they can't really do much to me at this point. I am just an absolute beast. I am 8, 5, and 6 from a 2-4-2 start, and I have 229 farm, which is starting to get better at 37 minutes, but it's still not the best. And once again I had a phone call, so I had to go AFK. So I noticed this entire farm fest bot, and I really want it, so I can go and get myself a Ravenous Hydra as fast as possible. Because at this point I'm just getting the Ravenous Hydra just because I can. I really don't need it. I just wanted it for the damage, I guess. Because with the core items for Tryndamere have to be Berserker's Greaves, Ghostblade, and Static Shiv, and Infinity Edge. And I guess I just missed a triple kill by Vayne. So this Vayne is extremely fed at this point, and she is literally going to carry us on her wings to victory. So I'm just going to blade him, but then I notice that there's no point because he got too far, and I take out the super minion before anyone else could really help. So Caitlyn is our primary target, and Vayne does end up getting Caitlyn while I just tank the turret for a little bit. Then I decided to get out of the tanking range, and we ended up destroying the turret and going for this Shen. I ended up blading him so that he would end up getting slowed and take a little bit of damage, and we ended up acing because of Vayne. So Vayne is really carrying our team at this point, and I decided to kill off the super minion before he can actually kill any of our small minions. And we take both the inhibitor turret and the inhibitor itself. We can't really push any further because their Xin is up, but as he does start attacking, I decided to go in, maybe start hitting him a couple times. And as you can tell, I am doing a lot of damage at this point because it took 3 hits to kill off a pretty strong Yorick. So my ult is still up, and I know I can go in and help out. And we ended up killing ourselves a Xin Zhao as a team. I also ended up getting a double kill at that point. And Vayne is telling us to push and end this. Warwick isn't really doing that great, going 2, 11, and 9. He hasn't really been a huge presence in our fights, but he was split pushing for us. So I guess that did help a bit, because he ended up getting 2 turrets down, while we were just taking them all out in a team fight. So the inhib turret is up, or right now, for our taking. No, the inhib is up for our takings, and we ended up grabbing the inhibitor. I ended up last hitting it. Yes, I know, scumbag. And well, this team fight doesn't look too good because I'm taking quite a bit of damage, and I really do not want that damage. And with 3.5k gold, I really can just back. But I decided to try and stay slightly longer. Maybe heal off these minions. But then I know that Zerath is up as well, and he's the one who does a lot of damage. As soon as Vayne was shut down, there's not really much I can do. And my primary objective should be to run as fast as possible. So this is turning, and then Zerath gets a double kill. So this is turning out to be a really good game in our favor now, because that was a huge comeback. It's now 39-40, and the only one really feeding on our team has to be our Warwick, because he hasn't really done much this game. So my farm is going up quite a bit with 273. I see them all pushing mid, so I decided to go back as soon as possible instead of trying to take them on from the back. Maybe buy myself an item, get myself stronger. And I end up getting my Ravenous Hydra and that back. I also have a lot of gold left, so I decided to get another Zeal, and that bumps my attack speed up to 1.87, while my Fury is down. With my Fury up, I think my attack speed goes up to 2.02. So me and Kale decided to get the jump on this Xin Zhao, and they are being really stupid at the moment, and I decided to go into the fight. I end up getting one kill. I killed Zerath. Kale did a perfect ult on me. Thank you very much. I ended up killing Xin Zhao, and I ended up killing Shen for the triple kill. So I was actually pretty happy at this point, because from a pretty shaky start, I ended up going 13-5 with 8 assists, which is a really good score in my opinion, and we ended up taking the lead. So the game is basically coming up to the end of the game, and we had a huge comeback. So I see Caitlyn here, and I decided to kill her. 1, 2, 3 hits, and the enemy team surrendered. So that was a really good game in our favor. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As always, if you liked it, please subscribe. If not, well, that's it. Thank you.